Hi, this is Andy Black. In this video you will learn about front-end metrics for direct response online traders and the most important metrics to measure and to optimize. You will learn about the different stages in your front-end funnel, the difference between actual performance metrics and key performance indicators, and I'll warn you now that it's going to get complicated before we simplify. So this is our funnel. The number of times that our ads show is known as our impressions. With pay-per-click, we pay each time someone clicks on our ad. Each of these clicks are actually visitors to our website. Some of those visitors will convert into quotes or leads. Some of those quotes or leads will convert into sales, which is what brings in our revenue. If our ads showed 1,000 times in a day and we had a 50% impression share, then we know that there were actually 2,000 searches that day. So our impression share metrics allow us to calculate the total number of searches in the day. We could call this the total available impression pool, because we could be getting clicks from the Google Display Network, from Facebook, or from other sources where people aren't actually searching like they do on a search engine. So what are actual performance metrics? Well, if you're doing daily direct response trading, then this will be your daily costs and revenue. From these you can calculate your profit, your ROI, and your profit margin. Any other metrics are key performance indicators and not measures of actual performance. So what are some important KPIs? Well, conversion rates are absolutely key to performance. Our impression share is how often our ads show when they could have shown. Our click-through rate is how often people clicked on our ads when the ads were shown. We then have our click-to-quote rate and our quote-to-sales rate, which can be rolled up into our click-to-sale rate. If everything else remained constant and we could increase these conversion rates, then we would make more sales and more revenue, because our funnel has massive leaks in it. These calculated metrics are an indication of the size of our leaks, so we need to know them if we are to successfully plug those leaks over time. So what other important calculated metrics are there? Well, we have our cost per click, cost per quote, and cost per sale. If all things were equal and we could reduce these, then we're going to be more profitable. And we have our revenue per sale, revenue per quote, and revenue per click. If all things were equal and we could increase these, then we're also going to be more profitable. We also have our cost per thousand impressions metric, also known as our CPM, and our corresponding revenue per thousand impressions metric, also known as our RPM. It's all quite straightforward really, but the number of metrics that we can report on can get a little complicated, because this is what we could end up with. Some of these metrics are more important than others. Some can be calculated from others, and all of them tell a story and give us an indication where we can improve in overall performance from a daily trading perspective. But it's hard to visualize all of these working together. So what would happen if we simplified? We could look at our funnel as a black box. We incur a cost to buy clicks in, and we make sales and get some revenue out. We still have the important calculating metrics of profit, profit margin, and ROI. And we can still calculate our cost per click and cost per sale, and our revenue per click and revenue per sale. Business owners and traditional marketers will think in terms of keeping their cost per sale lower than their revenue per sale. Online marketers will think in terms of keeping their cost per click lower than their revenue per click. Let's focus on our cost per click and revenue per click. If we graphed our CPCs and our profits, we'd know that we have no profits when our CPC is zero, because we don't manage to buy any traffic when our CPC is zero. In fact, we don't get any traffic at all as we keep increasing CPCs until we're bidding enough for our ads to start showing. Now, for our low CPC, we're in such a low ad position that we get hardly any clicks. But our CPC is so much lower than our RPC that we have a massive profit margin. Our profits are low though because our volumes are so low. As we increase our bids and CPCs, we get more traffic in and we convert our profit margin into higher volumes and more overall profits. When our cost per click gets to being the same as our revenue per click, we're going to be to break even again. So the curve must start turning and head south. As our CPCs increase beyond our RPC, we're going to be losing more for each click. And we're going to get more and more clicks because we're going to be in a higher and higher ad position. So we're going to be heading south real fast. The trick is to know what our RPCs are and stay back where we can maximize our profits. But the problem is that RPCs are never static. Conversion rates can change throughout the month, week, and even throughout the day. New competitors can come into the market with better offers, and whilst people may still get quotes with us, they might ultimately purchase from someone else. We can visualize this as our RPC moving lower than our CPC. So we're suddenly losing money, even when we make no changes. We can counter this by dropping our bids and CPCs, but then our volumes start falling as our ad position gets less competitive. Instead, we can plug the leaks in our funnel, increase our average order size, increase the number of referrals we get, increase brand awareness so that people go direct to our website, generally increase our lifetime value per visitor. This has the effect of increasing our RPCs, which gives us a bigger profit margin and means we're less susceptible to fluctuations in our RPC. It also means we can push bids and bring in more profit overall. The graph probably won't look like this. Increasing our CPCs will typically bring in an exponential increase in traffic. A rule of thumb is that doubling our CPCs will quadruple our traffic if we were in a low enough ad position to start with. So the question becomes, how do we increase our RPCs?